What's up, my people, bro? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I changed my clothes, bro, because my friend came, bro. I'm gonna lower this Justin Bieber, bro. I'm listening to Swag, no. Yes, sir. My friend came over, bro. Maybe we got a little sweaty. Anyway, let's get back to. I'm gonna try to merge these podcasts. If not, I'm gonna do part one, part two. But here's my point, bro. I'm pissed, dog. I'm pissed, dog. By the way, this is a little gin and tonic. I'm gonna light up a cigar now, bro. I ain't gonna light up. But here's what I said. This is a Romeo and Juliet, dub. This is what I said, bro. Michelle fucking hired this divorce attorney named Karen Silver. And I said, Michelle, please don't do that, dog. You're gonna fuck our family up. You're gonna do a domino effect. You're gonna fuck up. And by the way, I was just telling my friend earlier today, Uncle Morton. I was saying, do you even know how I got divorced, bro? This is what happened, bro. I'm gonna rat you out, Aiden, because I want people to know what happened, dog. So Aiden went to get his wisdom teeth taken out. And he got his, with Dr. Torburner, whatever the fuck, he was Michael Jackson's dental anesthesiologist. He probably was pumping him up with propofol, dog. So anyway, he tells me after they got wisdom tooth teeth taken out, he's like, bro, do you know your fucking son is on marijuana? I'm like, bullshit. Aiden? That's my boy. I love you, A-Dog. I know I'm throwing you under the bus, but I don't care, bro. I want everyone to hear the truth, bro. I'm mad at you, Aiden. And I'm mad at my nanny's housekeeper. Sorry, I put in my tooth, bro. But hey, Flory and Maritza would have told me, bro. But Trinidad, fuck you, Trinidad. I'm pissed at you, bro. You should have told me, dog. Because now look where my son is, bro. You tell me, bro. I'm not going to fire you, bro. Tell me when you find edibles, bro. So I can help my son when he's 16 years old to get off that shit, bro. And why is he on edibles? Steve Zapp? I'm pissed at you, Steve Zapp. That's probably where he got it from, bro. Because Nisa Zapp would do cocaine, edibles, and so did you, Steve Zapp, with Gary Leifer. You see how this all is, the dots are all connecting, dog? So it's probably Aiden Zapp who got I got food in my teeth. That got my son into edibles, bro. I'm so regretful that I ever moved back to LA, dog. My son Aiden would never, ever be the first to do edibles. Somebody, I'm pissed, bro. So it's probably you, Aiden Zapp, because your mama does edibles and coke and fucking Steve. I'm pissed, dog. So anyway, so he started doing edibles and my housekeepers and nannies caught him, dog. But they didn't tell me. So my kid, I take his ass to get his wisdom teeth taken out. And the fucking anesthesiologist tells me he's high. And I go, Aiden, anesthesiologist is telling me you're high, bro. And he goes, yeah, mommy knows. And I was pissed. He goes, mommy's known for a year. This is how Michelle and I got into fights. Do you see her character, dog? She backstabs me. She lies. She betrays. She's with my friend, Paul Fiore. I want to be careful, bro. Because I was rereading the free speech and the case laws. I got to be careful if I want these YouTube podcasts to stick. And by the way, we won again. Shout out to Kirk and Crystal. Karen, bro, we're whooping your ass, Doug. You're not going to beat us with the new judge, Doug. You might have had the old judge in your pocket, bro. But the new judge, he's neutral, bro. And now that I have two law firms, Crystal and Kirk, bro, Barry, beware, bro. It ain't pro se Robert Gavin anymore, Doug. I got some legit lawyers now, broski. So be prepared and be scared, Doug. Because we winning on every motion now, Doug and Doug. I'll get back to that in a minute. But my point is that it's about my kids right now, dog. I even told my daughter tonight, let me just rewind a little bit. I told my daughter, have your mom call me tonight. Let's co-parent and focus on Aiden, and I'll withdraw all the lawsuits and all the divorce stuff, and I will just do whatever Michelle wants. They didn't get back to me, bro. They don't care, bro. They really don't, dog. I'm disappointed in you, Alexis, and your mom, dog. I would have given up everything. I even deleted off the YouTube videos, bro, to show, what's the word, I have dementia myself, bro. Just to show a good faith gesture. That's the word. They ignored me, bro. Whatever. My point is this. Aiden, I want you to live with me in Thailand. I told you that today. We'd have the best time, bro. And we don't need to do drugs, bro. We don't need to drink, dog. We just can have fun and laugh. Maybe I'll get you to smoke some cigars, but everyone's smoking cigars now. Anyway, Migo loved you, dog. Shout out to him, bro. Let's just cut this shit, bro. Let me look at it, bro. Let me cut it. Shit, it's so hard to cut with this signal. Anyway, I'm worried about Jacob. Jacob's telling me he's not doing well, D. Toledo. Here's my point now. Karen, when Michelle first hired you, bro, I said you were going to destroy our family. I said, look at their resume. I said, look at Barry, bro. What he did to Louise, or what he did with Louise to Patricia. Let me say what I said, bro. I'm pissed, dude. This is what I said, bro. I want to get my notes, because I kind of have some notes, bro. So, look at this, bro. So, it's like Barry. I don't want to get into it, because I want this to stick. Look what fucking Michelle's family all did, bro. Congrats, Karen. Karen Silver. You destroyed my family. Congrats, bro. You going to blame me, bro? Because my family was destroyed before the divorce. Again, the reason why I'm in a divorce is because I chewed out Michelle because I did not know Aiden was smoking weed, bro, and doing edibles, Doug. And now look where he's at. Dropped out of college. You all want to put him in rehab. So there's something more going on, and none of you have called me, bro. What are you calling Barry? You calling Barry, bro? His daughter, Jessica, tried to kill herself twice and was mentally institutionalized. And she does drugs. Rachel, fucking drugs. Scott, Karen, drugs, alcohol. Blacks out all the time, bro. Works for daddy. David, you know what David did to Michelle, okay? Allison, mentally institutionalized. Her stepdad was a convicted pedophile, like Epstein, bro. So these are the people. And Ruth, Barry's mother, which is Michelle's grandmother, was mentally institutionalized, is psychotic. And Michelle's mama, may her rest in peace, died of cirrhosis of the liver, alcoholism. My mama's good, bro. You know my mom's never drank in her life. Yeah, do I drink? I drink to but my point is this, Doug. I'm pissed, bro. Michelle, Gavin, y'all listen. You listen to all these people. I told you, Michelle, when I was begging you. I was begging you, Michelle. Let me light this. Hold on. I was begging you, Michelle, please don't divorce me. Please. You're going to ruin our kids. Here, this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to season it with a Bic lighter. Okay, I'm trying. I need to get a torch cigar. But I was begging Michelle when she was about to file divorce. And I was even telling Stephanie Schwartz and Patrick, please don't let Michelle divorce me, bro. She's going to fuck up our family, bro. Please. And then as this divorce did happen, and she did file divorce, I even emailed her lawyer and her therapist saying, you're going to fuck up our family. You're going to put our kids in rehab. They're going to be in drugs and alcohol. And I've been right about everything. I said to her, you're going to have the Eric Rothmans of the world. You're going to date 60-year-olds. I swear to God, I said this, bro. And I wasn't trying to be a bad guy, bro. I just know I'm smart, bro. I just know what happens, dog. And look, she's with Paul Fiore, the lizard, Cookie. I'm not going to get a lot of funny and try to be comedian tonight, bro. That's just sad, bro. Look, he's a substance abuser. He's a major drug addict. Y'all know who he is. I'm just sad. And I can't even come to America right now because I'll get arrested. So I can't even be there for my son, bro, when he needs his daddy the most. And Barry, you're a bitch, bro. You're not taking care of my son, bro. What are you going to say? I'm going to put him in the best rehab ever. You made him go to rehab, bro. Here's my point, bro. So before all this shit hit the fan, Michelle, if you would have just told me Aiden had a problem with edibles and I would have figured out how or why he had a problem, I would have worked with him. And I could have got Noah Rothschild, who was your first boyfriend, Michelle, to help Aiden when he was 16. We could have helped him at 16 years old so he can get off that shit. So he could have had a normal life and had enjoyed, like me, a gin and tonic and a cigar and a bourbon and a glass of wine. Now he's so fucking fucked, smoking weed 24/7. He's probably doing cocaine and other shit. I got to find out. But Michelle, here's the problem. And I was telling my friend earlier, I was the architect of the family. I was the daddy. I was the one taking care of all of our matters, our kids, and then you got rid of me, bro. Who do you think replaced me, Michelle? Barry? Barry don't give a fuck. Look at his kids. Again, Jessica tried to kill herself 2 times. And he didn't even care when she tried to kill herself. He didn't fly to fucking New Orleans. He wanted his wife, Louise, to abort Jessica. Dude's worth $100 million and he wanted to abort Jessica. He had an affair with Louise that led to the demise of your mom, bro. So this is the guy in charge of our family, bro? Michelle, just because he has got all the money, bro, he's in charge of our family? He's doing a good job, bro, because we have Ethan dropped out of college. Aiden dropped out of college. Now Aiden's going to go to rehab. Jacob's not doing well in school. I don't know how Alexis is telling me she's broke and she's got a boyfriend. She was gay. Now she has a boyfriend. I mean, bro, we have a fucked up family, bro. Congrats, Michelle. My fault, right? I just been in Thailand for a year, bro. I just started doing podcasts 2 months ago. Don't blame me, bro. This has been going on for a year. By the way, this is a good smoke. Romeo and Julieta. But anyway, don't blame me, bro. I was at my mommy's house sleeping on her couch. Sleeping on her couch, bro, for 6 months. Crying, trying to get you back, Michelle. And by the way, while this was happening, Aiden almost didn't graduate high school, and I had to join the conference. So my point is, Michelle, before I attacked or filed lawsuits or did podcasts, you fucked up, bro. And Karen Silver, blood's on your hand, dope. I'm fucking pissed at you, Karen Silver. I told you January, look at Michelle's family. They're evil, they're bad, and I explained why. About her brother, her dad, Allison, Louise, Jeff, and Judy, and Paul, and Sue, and Mike, and Mayra. All these people don't give a fuck about my family, bro. Michelle, you said it yourself in emails. Facts. You fucked my family, Karen Silver. Are you proud that my kid has to go to rehab now because of you? Because you want to win a divorce, bro? You want to win a divorce, bro? Look at your Google reviews, bro. It says you will win it all means necessary and you will fabricate evidence and that you don't care about the kids, bro. And you'll do parent alienation. That's what they say about you, Karen Silver. Nobody likes you, bro. My lawyers don't like you. The judges don't like you. You have such a bad reputation in the divorce community, dog. I don't even want to say what my attorney said about you, bro. I'll say what you are. You're a bitch, bro. I feel bad for your husband, bro. And I feel bad if you have kids. I think you have 2 kids, dog. You a bitch, bro. And yeah, I said you're an ugly bitch. So what, bro? Freedom of speech, dog. You a nasty, ugly, internally, dog. And externally, dog. You're not a good person. And you have pretended to be Michelle's best friend. And Michelle, she won't be your best friend after this case is over, bro. You'll never hear from her again. Is she going to go to Aiden's funeral, bro? Think about that, bro. My brother died of drugs, bro. Opiates prescribed by doctors. Aiden ain't getting a prescription by doctors. You follow me? Richard David, you happy about this, bro? Because you're one of the enablers, too. You're a punk, too, bro. Because you and your little wife, you're a bankrupt businessman, by the way. Richard, you think you're so successful? Barry, do you know Richard's resume? He's never ran a successful business. He's the CFO of Magnadyne that loses money every year. Richard David lives in a little ghetto-ass home in Culver City. You overpay him, Barry, to kiss your ass, puppet master. He's their puppet. He's never been a CFO of a successful company. Look at his resume. Bankruptcy after bankruptcy. Richard, are you happy that you sent Michelle, my wife at the time, texts saying I owned a Porsche? I didn't own a Porsche, bro. Saying I had girlfriends, lovers, calling me a thief, saying I stole money. Look what you have caused, Richard. You have destroyed. Michelle would go out with me, and tell you how much she hated Louise and her dad, and how much pain and suffering he caused Michelle for 32 years, and how she hated Louise and had an affair, and talked about Barry going to breakfast with Michelle and talking badly about Michelle's mom, calling her fat, ugly, skin disorder, had an abortion with an Indian person, a slut, that he really didn't love her, and it was just convenient for her. Michelle came home to me that day after Barry said all that at breakfast crying, and I consoled her, dog. But Michelle told you many times at dinner, bro, several dinners we had together, Richard, how much she hated her dad and how much she hated Louise and Rachel for ghosting her, and Scott and Jessica and the rest of her family, Jeff, Judy, Paul, Sue, Mike, Mayra. David and Allison and what David did to her. So all of a sudden, it's all now against me, bro. Ironically, sorry, I got hiccups. Ironically, you all got rid of me and you all mocked me in the court saying, Robert's saying how much his mom and him were the core of the family. Yes, I was the love core of the family, and it's now proven because my family has been destroyed. So keep mocking me, Karen and Opie Dopey, because the blood's on your hands, Doug. And you too, Richard. I hope it's worth it to you, Richard, for whatever Barry's paying you, Doug. Because Barry ain't a good guy, dog, and you know that, Richard. He's a mean motherfucker. So I hope it's worth it now that you're seeing the destruction of my children. And I can't do anything about it, bro. I would love to fly back to America, but I don't want to be arrested and put in jail for 2 years. So it's better that I stay in Thailand and fight here. My point is this, Richard and Barry and Karen and all you motherfuckers, David, Allison, Stephanie Schwartz, Patrick, Heidi, Sue, Paul, and all you guys, all the guys. Oh my God, that's my friend texting me. I gotta tell her. Hold on, dog. She came here. This is why I gotta do take two, bro. And the verdict comes down. I gotta tell her, bro. But you all, Stephanie, all of you enabled and influenced Michelle to divorce me. And you're all miserable yourselves. Stephanie, the most miserable person with your husband, Patrick. How many times have you kicked out Patrick out of your house? How many times have you called him a loser, a drunk, weed smoker, doesn't have a job, cannot take Marcy to school and pick her up? Bro, Michelle, remember Stephanie Schwartz would have to take Marcy to school every day? That would cost us $1,000 a month because that was an extra hour of revenue that if Patrick would have taken his daughter to school, we would have had another hour to book appointments, Michelle, because I had private drivers could take our kids to school, and I picked up our kids every day. But Patrick had no job, bro. He was drinking, smoking. He can't wake up the next day. So Stephanie had to take Marcy to school. So she would take her to school, then want to come back home and get dressed and shower and clean. And Michelle would be pissed about that, bro, because that would be about 2 hours of wasted time, bro. That's $2,000. We're doing about $1,000 an hour revenue. So Patrick, they didn't like you, bro. And Patrick, you always hit on girls. You know what you did in Vegas. You know what you did in Bell Canyon. Anyway, so congrats to you, Stephanie Schwartz, for influencing Michelle and enabling her to divorce me. Because look what you've done to our entire family. Vets ASAP was going to be $1 billion business. But most importantly, look what's happening to Jacob and Aiden and Ethan. And eventually you too, Alexis. Heidi too, bro. Tiffany Campbell wants to say you're not involved. Yes, you were, bro. You and Joe Dassa and Angie Edelman, you all were talking a lot of shit about me, bro. And telling Michelle to divorce me, dog. Look at you, Joe. You like using Angie Edelman, bro. Your whole entire family would say that about you, dog. We would go out to dinners, and Joe would be like, Robert, tell everyone I paid for it. Fuck that, Joe. I paid for it, bro. And then you would tell everyone, use Robert. That's what Larry Burkhead told me. Use Robert and Michelle for dinners. And Heidi and Angie and you would tell Larry Burkhead that Michelle looked fat and old. Have I said that too? Yes. But, bro, you all started it, Heidi. And then for you to enable Michelle to go to bars while we were separated and going through a divorce, bro, that's fucked up. To go meet new guys, dog. When you and Eric Rothman were going through a divorce, I was saying kiss up and make up, bro. When Patrick and Stephanie were going through separation issues, I said kiss up and make up. You know all that's true, bro. I got the text. So why would you all tell Michelle to break up with me, bro? We had 4 kids. Again, we all had 4 kids, bro. It's not just about Michelle and I. This is what pisses me off. I told Michelle, and I thought she learned from the first divorce, because she filed divorce in 2021, November. And I said, when she got back together with me, I'm like, Michelle, why did you do this, bro? You're just going to fuck our kids up. You're going to make them drug addicts. You're going to make them suicidal. They need their mother and their father together. Said statistically that have no family. I said that families that are divorced, it's a 50% higher suicide rate, a 50% dropout rate, 50% drug addict rate. And she goes, yeah, I know. Exactly. So, Michelle, when we spoke about all of that, and then you did it again, and then when you did it again, after we discussed this, that it will fuck up our kids. And I said to you, Michelle, after you filed divorce number 2, and I violated the restraining order to try to get to you. I'm like, Michelle, you're fucking, not to harass or threaten you. I'm like, Michelle, you're fucking up our kids. And now look what happened. Aiden, rehab, drop out of college. Ethan, college dropout. Jacob doesn't even want to go to college. Alexis is broke and stressed. I told you this was going to happen. And I said to my kids a year ago that Michelle's going to date a 60-year-old or an Eric's of the Rothmans of the world. And I was right. And then I also said, I'm going to date a 27-year-old. I swear I said that, quote unquote. I don't know how that magically happened. And I said she'd be a hottie. And I'll tell you why. I'm a good dude. I got personality. Let me tell you, I'm good looking. I got personality. I'm so good with people. Everyone loved me in Calabasas. Maybe not now because I rat everyone out. But I ratted everyone out because they all went against me and they took the wrong side. So I just fought back. But anyway, I'm a good dude, dog. I'm funny, generous, cute, and I don't need to drink. You saw me the other day with the lizard video. That was me sober at the Hyatt. I'm like, oh shit, that's the lizard. Paul Fiore cookie. Bro. I'm barely drunk. I'm buzzed. Little bit. It's like 10 o'clock, bro. Remember, I stopped this. Dude, I drank at 5 and I stopped the podcast because my friend came over and we had dinner. And then now I'm having a gin and tonic and smoking a cigar. But my point is this, Duke. I know I ramble on. It's not good smoke, bro. So Romeo and Juliet. The point is this, Duke, is that I told you all and I begged friends like the Ellies, the Lubins, nobody in the Kaufmans, the Silvermans. This is Rachel, Josh Silverman. Let me name these people. Josh is president of Paramount Pictures. I text Nikki Aaron, you're a bitch too, bro. You didn't help me. I would have helped you, bro. Heidi Rothman, text Tiffany. I text so many people. Please help me. Debbie Kaufman. These are the most miserable, not you, Tiffany Campbell. These are the most miserable people. And Brian Campbell, dude, you'll see, dog. Your girl Chang ain't gonna be with you forever, bro. And Paul Fiore ain't gonna be with Michelle forever. These people get my wife back, bro. Michelle at the time. Because I knew, look at this destruction of what's going on with my kids. They haven't been on a vacation in a year and a half. They're being controlled by their grandpa Barry, who doesn't give a fuck about them. He gives them enough money to survive. He don't care about them, bro. 20 years. He's never been there for you guys. Aiden, Ethan, Jacob, Alexis, Michelle. I'm trying to tell my son right now, Aiden, come to Thailand. I'll take care of you. I hope he takes me up on it, bro. Aiden, come to Thailand. No more Barry. No more Michelle, bro. Come to me, dog. Same thing with Jacob. Jacob's telling me, fuck D. Toledo. I knew that too, bro. What a good smoke. No more. I want my kids to me, and I think they're going to come. I'm going to convince. Hey, shout out to Hermes. That's a dope hat right now. But you know what? I want Aiden and Jacob come to me, bro. Lexi, you can stay with mommy. You too, Ethan. I'm pissed at you, dog. You blocked me for a year. And Grandma Frankie? What did Grandma Frankie ever do to you, Ethan? That's what's so fucking crazy, bro. Michelle, you're going to have bad karma, dog. I'm going to have some black truffle chippies. But, bro, why would you block Grandma Frankie, bro? Ethan, what did Grandma Frankie ever do, bro? Let me tell you what Grandma Louise did. Grandma Louise was an employee of Barry in Taiwan. She used to pick rice, not to talk shit, because my family did some shit too, bro. But you know what? Oh, yeah. But Ethan, why ghost Grandma Frankie? Are you talking to Louise now? Because Barry pays the bills? That's fucked up. Because if I paid the bills, yeah, none of you would ghost me. And Michelle, you'd still be married to me. Because think about it. If I own that Oaks house or your Agora house now, and I paid all the kids' tuition and every bill, and you would still be with me, Michelle. That's called a gold digger. And you too, Aiden. I'm not Aiden. Ethan and Alexis. Not cool what you're doing to Grandma Frankie. Never in your entire lives did she ever do anything wrong to you guys. And you know that. Louise, you were never there for my kids. Did you ever pick them up from school, bro? Did you ever take them out to dinner? Did you ever babysit for them? Did you ever stay at her house? Shit, there was my Chippy. Did you ever? You live 30 minutes away. My mom lives 6 hours away. And she didn't have 300 million like you, bro. Louise, you could have came over every weekend, and spent time with your grandkids. And you didn't. Maybe you are now. Even Michelle said, Dad, you never got to know your grandkids. Why now? Why now after a divorce? That's manipulation. You hurt my mama. She might live in Vegas, bro. She might not be worth 200 million, but she has 200 million in her heart, bro. So Barry might have 200 million in his bank account, but he has zero money in his heart. Let me get back to the point. Barry, get the fuck out of my kids' lives. You have destroyed my son, Aiden. God forbid anything ever happens to my son. Listen to me, Barry, Karen Silver. God forbid anything happens to my son. The blood is on your fucking hands. I ain't threatening you, but if anything happens to my son, Aiden, because of these fucking divorces and how you have, especially with Jacob, I can't talk to my son, Jacob, bro. Who's gonna talk to him? Who's gonna help him out right now when he needs somebody right now? You gonna talk to him, Barry? Are you gonna sit down with my son? I've been with him. I held his hand when he was scared of needles at the dentist, when he was scared to get a flu shot, when he was scared to fly. I would take him to the pilot or drive 3 days to Utah, bro. Anytime he had a problem at school, I went to the parent conferences. Where were you, Barry? Now all of a sudden, Barry, you're going to be there for my fucking kids? Bro. You're going to be there for them right now, bro? To put them in rehab because of the damage that you caused, bro? What you should have done, Barry, when Michelle wanted to file divorce number 2, you should have sat us down and worked things out. That's what Michelle and I talked about the first divorce. She's like, my daddy wanted to hire a divorce attorney right away, and he didn't want to get somebody to work things out. Anything happens to my kids, it's you, Barry, and it's you, Michelle, and Karen Silver, and Opie, and David, and Allison, and Sydney, and Stephanie, and Patrick, and Heidi. You too, Heidi, because you're one of the instigators in the beginning. No matter what Tiffany wants to say, she tried to protect you, bro, and say you have nothing to do with this. You're an innocent bystander. Maybe you are now because Michelle got rid of you as a friend. And you too, Rachel Silverman. And you too, Bernadette. And Stacy Linka with your private little lunches. And Tanaz. And Stephanie. And Nicole Aaron. Tanaz Ali. Stephanie Lubin. All these. And Debbie Kaufman. And David. These are the most miserable people in 91302. Having dinners with my ex, bro. And these people are supposed to be my friends, and their husbands are supposed to be my best friends, coming over my house, $50,000 parties, and telling me how much you all love me, bro. Imagine, and I wouldn't do this if I did this to your fucking family, dog. Imagine if Michelle and I would come to your house. Never would I do this. Or Michelle, would I have a secret dinner with Morris, Gary Lubin, Steven Zepp, Joseph Rosen, and start talking shit about your significant others. I wouldn't talk about Nisa. I wouldn't talk about Stacy Rosen. I wouldn't talk about Debbie Kaufman. Patrick, you know, of all people, bro, when you had issues with your wife, Stephanie, I would always say, hug it out. I said, no one was there for me during my first divorce that Michelle initiated. A strong proponent of people reconciling, bro. I don't want to see people get divorced, especially at age 50, bro. Michelle, at 50 years old, what did you think you were going to get? A 30-year-old dude? A 40-year-old or a 50-year-old? Brad Pitt, Chris Pratt. I told you were going to get a 60-year-old, 70-year-old, bro. Come on. How many years does Paul Fiore have left in him, bro? He's not your kid's father, bro. I showed the other day of all the good times we've had. 100,000 photos. You don't file divorce at 50 unless you're having the most miserable time in life. And by the way, 3 weeks before, we were in Cabo at the Four Seasons and then the Waldorf Astoria, $50,000 villa. We were at Flora Farms. It makes no sense. I'll tell you what makes sense. Your daddy and everyone who told you to divorce me was so jealous of me. And they're still jealous, dog. You want to see my hottie, bro? She ain't telling me I'm abusive, bro. Her family loves me. Twitch, twitch, twitch. Bewitched. You fucked up, Michelle. And Barry, if anything happens to my son, Aiden, Karen Silver, the blood is on your hands, dude. And Steve Arnott and Michelle, all these motherfuckers. These are people that Michelle Arnott cheated on Steve. Rachel Silverman cheated on Josh. Stephanie Schwartz cheated on Patrick. Patrick cheated on Stephanie. Barry cheated on Patricia. David and Allison cheated on each other. I just don't get it, bro. How these people that went against me and said get rid of Robert, look in the fucking mirror, dog. Look in the fucking mirror, bro. Especially you, Barry. Barry, you've made everyone in your entire circle miserable. Michelle, David, Allison. You've spoken so bad about Allison. That's his son's wife. David, Scott, Jessica, Rachel. Rachel's one boyfriend broke up with her because of her dad and Barry. Louise is so miserable with you, Barry. Your dogs are miserable, Barry. You put them in a dungeon, dog. In a little 100 square foot little fucking cave. You don't even let them sleep with you, bro, in your bed. Think about this guy, dog. And your brother, Jeff Karen, tried to assault me. And Michelle hated Judy. Judy and Jeff had an affair and cheated on Aunt Adria. That's Mike Karen. Superstar Mike Karen, who's a music producer. Adria will tell you that Raymond, that's Barry's dad, Michelle's grandfather, was a fucking dictator. It's the family tree, bro. Fuck. Look, in retrospect, I should have never married you and had kids, bro. I didn't know genetics would have played a part, bro. But I'm worried about my son, Aiden, dog. And they're going to be like, why are you telling everybody? Well, Michelle, you're telling everyone about me, bro. So you keep blocking me, bro. But Karen, send this to the judge. Tell the judge to do a fucking drug test on Michelle. Look, if you do an alcohol test, I'm probably a 0.3. I'm not drunk, bro. I'm not slurring my words, bro. I don't do cocaine. I don't do Molly. I don't do acid. Test Michelle. Test Polyfiore. I want to get my sons out of this environment of Michelle and Barry. Enough is enough. Barry, you're not going to checkmate me. Richard David, you're not going to check. Bro, my kids don't like you, Doug. Alexis don't like you, bro. I don't even think Michelle likes you, bro. Richard, you heard Michelle say how much she hates her dad, and Louise, and Rachel. And by the way, it doesn't just become, I love my dad all of a sudden because he's paying the bills. Think, Richard, just because Barry paying the bills with his ballpoint pen from Magnedyne doesn't mean Michelle all of a sudden loves her dad. Doesn't mean she all of a sudden likes Louise. I think what Michelle's doing is I think Aiden told me, it goes with the package. It goes with the trust fund, bro. The monthly money that she gets. So she needs to kiss Rachel's ass. Kiss Scott's ass. And Jessica and Louise and Barry. But Richard David, you know the truth, bro. You know Michelle doesn't like any of them. But again, if anything happens to my son, Aiden, because of you motherfuckers, I told my daughter, it will be a nuclear war. This is not a physical threat. Anything happens to my boys, Aiden or Jacob, Richard, Barry, Cookie, it will be on like you've never seen, dog. And I'm not threatening you. It's not about physicality. It's not a threat. But so help me God, something happens to my boys. Ethan, I loved you. I'm disappointed in you. Alexis, I loved you, but I'm disappointed in you. Because I always took care of you and protected you. But right now, you can be with the dark side. But Aiden doesn't want to be on the dark side, nor does Jacob. You do. That's your choice, Alexis. Same thing with Ethan. Richard, the checkmate will be in 5 years when Michelle's in heaven because of you, Richard and Barry, when she's either overdosed or commits suicide. Because she's insane, bro. She's told me, dog. You stupid motherfuckers, bro. Richard, you puppet. The puppet master Barry. To go along with, because he had a personal vendetta against me. You've used Michelle and my kids as pawns to play fucking chess. Whatever, bro. You want to You want to take Michelle? Take her. I don't want her, bro. She nasty, dog. I don't want that shit, bro. She got 10 different dudes in her now, bro. I don't want that shit, bro. And I have a hottie. Richard. And you saw in court, I showed you a picture. And Barry's like, Barry, you wish you could get up. Barry, you might have laughed. Barry, you might have laughed, bro. Your $300 million could never buy the hottie I have, bro. And by the way, I didn't have $300 million when I got her last year, bro. I've always had hotties, bro. Michelle knows. Jordan, Christy Clark, Eden Sassoon, Jill Thompson, Stacy Keenan, Michelle, Karen, Mijanu. I had hotties, bro. Even when I was broke, dog. Barry, what have you had? Louise? You had $300 million. You could even get better than Louise, the homewrecker, bro. By the way, Paul Fiore, Cookie look a lot prettier than Louise. She's so ugly. And by the way, you wanted to abort Jessica, Karen. But bro, listen, if anything happens to my sons, Jacob and Aiden, Barry, step off my fucking kid, dog. I'll talk to them. I have a meeting with them tomorrow. Leave my fucking kids alone, Barry. Barry, leave my kids alone, bro. You want to go play around with Michelle? You want to play around with Cookie? You want to play around with Cookie the lizard? And Michelle? And David wants to be with Michelle? That's kind of some weird shit, dog. But step off my sons, Aiden and Jacob, dog. Those are my boys, and I'm coming now. I might not be able to come to America because you're going to try to... But I'm coming now, bro. Enough is enough, dog. Barry, stay in your lane, dog. Stay in your lane, fat boy. Stay in your lane, big boy. That's your name, big boy. And I've given Richard David his name, too. Richard Crybaby David. Because he can't have a kid, bro. Little bitch. Stay out of my fucking business, dog. And Karen Silver, you're losing. You're losing the cases with Kirk and Crystal. The judges don't like you. Karen, they think you're a bitch, bro. You are a bitch, dog. You're a bitch, bro. You're a bitch, bro. You have a bad reputation. How did they find you, bro? And guess what? I knew. I tried to be pro se, and I said, fuck it. Let me find lawyers that know the judge. I'm smart. Karen? Do you know Karen comes to my fucking Facebook page every day trying to get evidence to use against me, bro? Because you can't rule on the merits. You know what the merits are, bro? You can't steal my business, dog. That's community property. Karen the rat. You can't have your client take Vets ASAP from me for $0, dog. It's worth something, broski. Karen, you're so fucking ugly, bro. You really are nasty, dog. Look at me, bro. I looked at your husband, too, because you come to my page. This is you, bro. This is you, dog. You come to my fucking page. Fuck, you wish you had mine. So sad what you did to Michelle, bro. Here's Karen. Karen! She comes to my fucking page, bro, and Scott Karen. They're trying to get evidence to use against me. What are you trying to get, Karen? This is her husband, bro. That's Karen? This is Karen, bro. Look at her. Oh my God, you're so nasty, bro. And your husband? Look at her. Your eyes are like so close together, bro. Look at this shit, bro. This is Karen. So, bro. Look at that big ass teeth, bro. That fucking... you're so fucking nasty and your fucking husband, bro. And the only reason I say that, bro, is because you come to my page, bro. So I see you, dog. And this is Scott. This is fucking Scott Karen. Look at his nasty ass. That's Scott Karen. Bill's half brother. Look at he's so fucking nasty. I mean, Karen, you and your husband nasty, bro. Keep coming to my page. So fucking... What losers. Why did you let these people destroy our family? We had everything. We had everything going in the right direction. We were going up, now, down. Alexis, Ethan, Aiden, Jacob, our home, our business, all because of these miserable motherfuckers influenced you, dog. Because they miserable themselves. They jealous. And you let them destroy us. They didn't destroy me, bro. Like I showed in court, I had a hotness and I showed it. And Barry was like, guess what? Barry wishes he had a hotness like me, bro. Because what Barry had, bro, Barry, you've never had what I've had. Dog. You and Michelle would always say, sucky. You never had what I've had, Barry. Karen, Opie, you will never have what I've had, bro. And it hurts me, bro. I'll tell you why. Because now that I got to take care of my fucking kids, now that I got to take care of them, fucking sucks. Congrats, Michelle. Congrats, dog. I didn't deserve this, dog. I'm going to show you something, and then I'm going to check out. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. Hold on, dog. This is some funny shit, bro. Let me show you. You got to see this, dog. You got to see this. Stay in your lane, Barry. Barry. Stay in your fucking lane, bro. Mind your business, dog. You see that? That's Louise. That's the homewrecker. That's the killer. She killed Michelle's mom. Blow out that candle. Blow out that fucking candle, dude. Because I'm going to blow out your candle like this, bro.